Hello and welcome to Bring the Ring, a new way to handbell. My name is Brenda Austin, and it is my sincere hope that through connecting with us today, you will be inspired to use handbells to make a difference, to add value to our world. Let's get out there and bring the ring. Hello and welcome to Bring the Ring. My name is Brenda Austin and I am the handbell editor for Hope Publishing. With Bring the Ring, we are looking to connect with each other, connect with composers, and see how we can help each other out, support one another, how we can use handbells maybe differently in more creative ways to further handbells in our communities, our churches, our schools, and to promote handbell ringing and see if we can't make the world just a little better place by ringing bells and making music together. Today, we are talking about Belltrees, and I am thrilled to have a couple of new Belltree publications that are going to be coming out with Hope. And so I wanted to talk to some Belltree people. So I have three guests with me here today, and I am going to let them introduce themselves. Jason, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Jason Krug.
Hi, I'm Linda Lamb.
And I'm Linda Krantz.
I asked these three fabulous people because Jason has written one of them, Linda has written the other collection, and Linda Krantz is going to be performing them. This day is just all about Belltrees. It seems to me that Belltrees have really gained a lot of steam here in the last months, maybe the last couple of years. And I think that the pandemic we can thank the pandemic for some of that. But Linda, talk to us a little bit about Belltrees and why you think folks are becoming so enthralled with them these days.
Thanks, Brenda. Well, I think Belltrees have always fascinated our audiences. They're an unusual way to play bells, and they provide a great deal of sparkle to any performance. And during the pandemic, especially when it became clear that there was going to be no singing and no crowded handbell tables, that Belltrees were an obvious way to help keep music in our worship services. They're portable, it's easy to social distance while you're playing them, and really so much music can be made on a simple string or two.
I remember the very first time I was exposed to Belltrees. It was in, I believe, Minneapolis when Barbara Brocker did a lunchtime concert. And, you walked into the room and it looked like wisteria hanging down. The impact of a Belltree stand is, the first thing is that the people walking in are going to look at it and say, wow, what's going to happen with that? So there's an added feature that we don't always think about because we're so used to it.
I agree 100%. And which is kind of why we wanted to get a couple of things cranked out. And we really kind of put a rush job on Jason's publication to get it ready for everyone this summer. And I'm thrilled with it. I've got two Belltree collections coming out. The one that Jason arranged for us. To my knowledge, we don't have anything exactly like this out there. But it's a collection of descants for Belltree, and for each one we've got 45 different hymns, and so several of them have multiple keys, and even some of them have different versions based on different harmonizations. But Jason, tell us a little bit about this descant book.
Well, like Linda was saying, the advantage of Belltrees is they are so versatile, and it's so easy to add things to to a service without needing a lot of personnel, without needing a lot of space. And so the advantage of these descants is it's very easy to add to any sort of congregational singing. I feel like most congregations, even when even during the pandemic, when they've been doing pre-recorded live stream services, there has still been that element of congregational singing, hoping that people will sing along wherever they are. And so being able to add these descants to even services like that, it's just a way to enhance service. They're absolutely not necessary, but it adds to the beauty of the worship service, of the hymn singing. It just gives an extra little sparkle to things.
I think one of the neatest things that you did with this is that for each hymn, there is kind of an intermediate version and then there's an advanced version. So, and we've been testing them out as you've been writing them at my church, and my daughter and another ringer are not bell tree ringers per se, but they've been able to do the intermediate version with a little bit of practice. They're not ready for the advanced, but it's giving them something to work towards. So I think it's such a great resource to take anyone wherever they are in their bell tree journey and be able to really add some sparkle to your congregational singing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I am not a bell tree person. I'll be honest. I actually relied on Linda Krantz explaining to me exactly how a bell tree works, what I should and shouldn't do in writing these. So, especially on the intermediate version, I basically said, I don't know anything about bell trees. Can I play this? And if I thought the answer was yes, I thought that qualified as a good, solid intermediate piece. And then I thought, okay, we really need to challenge people like Linda, who are these wonderful bell tree players, and give them a little something extra that they can, you know, strive for, something that will really, you know, get the attention of a congregation. So having those two versions, and even with someone like Linda who can play them both, can play the intermediate version on one verse and then the advanced on a different verse, just to give a little bit of difference.
Absolutely. Well, we have, Linda has worked up one of these for us. This is the Solid Rock, or My Hope is Built. And just one little version so you can kind of see this in action. So here is the Solid Rock. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Linda. And thank you, Jason, for putting this collection together. It's a big collection and it's been a lot of work for us, but I just think it's going to be so valuable to folks. So thank you, thank you. Linda, what are your thoughts? I know you've been able to look through them a little bit and play through them a little bit, but what are your thoughts on it as a bell tree ringer?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for allowing me to preview this collection. This was so exciting for me to get to see this really huge collection of stuff. And I really like that he's taken these popular, well-known hymns and arranged, you know, 2 different descant versions for each. I, for one, really like a challenge. And so I think that the hymns he's chosen are most likely going to be programmed on Sundays. You know, they're going to probably come up, so you have time to learn them. And I just think it's a fabulous addition to the bell tree repertoire.
I do too. I think we'll have a lot of ways to use these. Linda Lamb, you've been kind of quiet over there, but do you have any thoughts on it or anything you'd like to share with us?
I do. This may be heretical, but if I had this collection, I would say not only to use it as hymn descants, but the soloist could, with an adventurous accompanist, could say, okay, this is going to be my Sunday morning special music. And okay, I'll play the melody on the first verse, and then pianist, you play the melody on the second verse, and I'll use one of Jason's descants. And then if you have another ringer, you could have a duet, or maybe soprano and tenor on the third verse, and maybe another descant. Just mix and match. I think it has a lot of potential other than just him singing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of versatility. And even Jason wrote in his introduction that, you know, you could even put a flute on a lot of these, or a violin. I mean, they weren't written for necessarily those instruments, written for Beltry, but there's lots of other instruments that you could use to mix it up as well. So go for it. You have our permission. Do whatever, make it useful in your church program. Enjoy. So thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
The other collection that I'm excited about that we're going to introduce this summer is the product that Linda Lamb came up with for us. And it is Beltry solos, but then she has also made them into optional duets. So you can play them as a solo if you'd like, but if you'd like to grab a ringer, grab a friend, and do them as duets, they're lovely duets. So Linda, would you like to talk to us a little bit about them?
Yes, I do think it was your idea rather than mine to make them into duets.
That could be.
It could be, yes. And I think it was a very much of a learning process, because if you only have one Beltry stand, then obviously you have to stay out of each other's way. And on most of the pieces, that's possible. If you look at Silent Night, first of all, Silent Night has an octave and a fourth just in the melody. So there's going to be a little choreography done there, as in, okay, you hit that with your mallet and then get out of my way so I can play my note. But as in the previous two Beltry collections, there's the optional cut from the beginning section, and I'm going to borrow Jason's words, intermediate and advanced instead of easier version. And they can skip the middle part and go to the tag at the end. This could be useful because I understand services right now that are being streamed. A musician is given a certain amount of time and they have to fit that time in. So the shorter version could be very useful there.
And I should say this is specifically a Christmas collection. So all of the pieces are in them are Christmas titles. And Linda is again going to perform for us People Look East. So let's listen. That was fabulous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. It's going to be a fabulous collection for folks during the holiday season. And I know we've got to start thinking about that and start practicing getting ready for Christmas. So, Linda, what can you tell us about this collection?
This is really full of some lovely, lovely hymn tunes for Christmas. And I just wanted to say that I've been talking to soloists for a long, all this during this pandemic time, and we've been crying for more music for the Beltry. And this collection is another example of where this is going to be really, really wonderful for the Beltry repertoire. They range, I thought that Silent Night is a pretty simple version. And how do you pronounce it? Wassail?
Wassail.
Wassail is incredibly lively, and People Look East was really fun to learn to play. And I just the Beltry community is going to be so excited for both of these collections because we really need them. I'm so excited.
And let's see, Jason, got any thoughts on this one?
The thing that I notice about my collection, and especially this collection of Linda's, is versatility. That is something that we've needed it, especially this past year, but I feel like church services have always needed this. And that's, bells sort of excel at this anyway, but Linda's collection especially, you have one Beltry ringer, you have two Beltry ringers, you need it longer, you need it shorter, you need to repeat, you need to whatever. And there's so many ways to take this one piece that she's done and perform it. I mean, you could have 5 different churches perform it, and none of them will do it exactly the same way. So just to have that built-in versatility for these pieces makes them really attractive for ringers and very, very useful for churches.
Oh, I think so too. Or even concerts. I think there's a lot of these in Linda's collection that would work fabulously for a concert. So, even if you have you've still got your 7 octaves, to have a solo in the middle would be a great addition to your concert. And I want to just tell you what the titles were in hers. There's Rise Up, Shepherd, and Follow, Still, 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 People Look East, Silent Night, Wassail, Wassail, and While by Our Sheep. So really a neat collection of tunes. So thank you so much, Linda.
Thank you.
So I think that, thanks to people like Barbara Brocker and our Linda sisters here, I think that you all have helped us all see the versatility and the beauty in Beltries that maybe some of us that weren't as into Beltries are suddenly thinking, gosh, these are really cool, and what great sparkle we can add to our concerts, our worship services, any of our musical events. So I truly appreciate all that you have done, and I hope that everyone will consider adding some sparkle to your concerts and your programs, either through Jason's Descant books or through Linda's new solo and duet collection for Beltries. So thanks so much. Grateful to have you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This was really fun.
Okay. Awesome to have all of you, and blessings to you until we meet again. Thanks for joining us today. Brenda Austin is the handbell editor for Hope Publishing, where we are equipping musicians for excellence. Visit hopepublishing.com or call 1-800-323-1049 for all your music needs. For questions about this episode of Bring the Ring, contact Brenda at brenda@hopepublishing.com. Our show notes can be found on our Facebook page or in the comments below.